Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin John's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Monday, June 10th, 2019. We start off with some tragic news in the professional wrestling world. Andrade's mom passed away around the time of the Super Showdown pay-per-view this past weekend. Natalya offered condolences on social media by tweeting, "I am so saddened to hear of the loss of Andrade's mom. My thoughts and prayers go to Andrade Cien Almas and his entire family." And on behalf of Jammin John's Wrestling News, I would like to send good vibes and well wishes out to Andrade, his family, and his friends during this very, very horrible time. It is so tragic to find out that a family member has passed away, especially when it's your mom or your dad. It's just a horrible thing to go through. And Andrade, brother, she is looking down on you from heaven right now, man, and she is proud of the man that you have become. So once again, good vibes and well wishes out to Andrade, his family, and friends during this very, very difficult time. Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com confirmed that Bill Goldberg suffered a concussion at the Super Showdown pay-per-view over the weekend. Meltzer noted the following about the situation: "There's definitely more, but I don't know everything that went down there. There's definitely a backstory on that Bill Goldberg thing, but I don't know what it is yet, but something must have happened over there." The official Instagram account of The Undertaker liked the following comment from a Super Showdown photo. The comment was made by a fan named ePeak, and it read, "Can you please stop bringing Undertaker back now? After everything he's done for the company, just let him retire in peace. Literally, the match was terrible because those two guys are in their 50s. They can't compete at main event level anymore. You saw how Undertaker was struggling to stand after just 5 minutes, and Goldberg was too weak to even pull off a jackhammer. Just let them live out the rest of their days in peace, or they'll end up getting seriously hurt." As of this reporting, that comment has over 1,400 likes. Staying on the topic of critical comments made towards WWE, Sasha Banks liked a tweet that was critical of the current WWE product. Now, this tweet was made by Super Kick Party, and it reads, "With every passing Raw and SmackDown, I grow less and less interested in the product. I'm starting to realize that I'm supporting a crappy company for its past greatness rather than critiquing its current bullcrap. I can't even sit through Raw or SmackDown anymore." Also, staying on the topic of cryptic stuff in Sasha Banks, she's been relatively quiet about her WWE status as of late, but she did post a cryptic photo. The photo was herself in a ring at the Performance Center, and underneath that photo she wrote, "There was nowhere to go but everywhere." As previously noted over the weekend, NXT star Matt Riddle called out Bill Goldberg following the Super Showdown pay-per-view by calling him the worst wrestler in the wrestling business. Riddle followed up on Twitter as to why he took shots at Goldberg by tweeting, "I love pro wrestling so much, and that's why I get mad at certain people, because they're unsafe, dangerous, and a liability to everyone else. I've worked hard to get where I am, and this is only the beginning. P.S. Undertaker is a stallion and a true legend." And staying on topic of the Super Showdown pay-per-view from the weekend, Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com discussed how people in WWE reportedly felt about attending Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia. Meltzer noted that most of the people knew they shouldn't have gone, and most guys don't want to rock the boat. Some guys wanted to go. Most didn't think they should go. It was an awfully long trip. One person told me if it was up to him, he would never go back again. But it's not up to him, so it doesn't matter. Others were just like, it totally sucked. Meltzer also said the following regarding the 50-man Battle Royal. Meltzer said, "There were people who very much understood that the booking was horrible throughout so much of the show. For the guys in the Battle Royal, it was very much going through the motions because the whole thing was just thrown together. Like I said, there was no showcase spots or anything like that, so people were kind of not in a great mood because you're flying in there for this match, and that can't be good because there's no thought put into it, and you're just there as a piece of meat." Thanks to 411mania.com for the quotes. In an interview with Ring Rules, Triple H commented on Saudi Arabia possibly getting an NXT event at some point by saying, "The goal is to be able to find talent here in Saudi Arabia, recruit talent here, train talent, and to build something on the ground here. Whether that's bringing an NXT takeover here or that's building a brand here will yet to be determined. It just depends, I think, on how quickly we can find talent and how quickly we can train them." Thanks to eWrestling.com for the quotes. All Elite Wrestling has signed Raphael, who was the former Senior Director of Live Event Marketing for WWE. Morphy has also worked for other wrestling promotions as well as the New York Mets and the New York Cosmos soccer team. Morphy posted the following on Twitter today, tweeting, "Today I commence my first day as a full-time AEW wrestling employee. Honored to be a part of this historic journey. An amazing team has been assembled, excited to collaborate with everyone at AEW. A quick reminder, tickets for All Out at the Sears Center will go on sale this Friday, June 14th at noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time." During an appearance on Lillian Garcia's podcast, former WWE star Melina spoke out about suicide and depression. Melina said, "I hated life. When it comes to depression, when it comes to thinking about suicide, it's a series of events. It's not something that just happens. It's not just a series of events, but also a series of things you tell yourself. You think about the people around you and you tell yourself they are better off without you. A lot of times the people who care and have the biggest hearts are the ones that say everybody's lives would be better if I wasn't here. I got better and then hit another form of depression when I got raped again. Everything started falling apart. I didn't want to leave the house. I couldn't socialize because I kept thinking no matter what scenario I kept thinking, what if something happens? I was paranoid, scared, and really couldn't trust people. I again started wanting to die. I couldn't get up out of bed in the morning. I didn't have my family because my family didn't understand anything I was going through. If anything, it would make me feel bad to tell my family and then break their hearts or be a disappointment. I didn't really have friends because sometimes when you have relationships, you push people away. I'm big on my family and friends nowadays because I never want to push my friends again." Melina continued on by saying, "I was alone, depressed, and my dog saved my life. He was the reason why I got up in the morning. I would drink myself to oblivion. I would pray that maybe I'll have a heart attack, maybe I'll die. I'd say crazy things to myself in my head thinking I just wish it would all end. Because I didn't, I was in my head telling myself I was a coward for not trying to commit suicide again. I hated my life. I would look at my dog's face and he didn't understand what was going on. He'd just get closer and closer and look at me with concern. Then I'd look at that little face and say, 'I don't deserve you.' Thanks to WrestlingNews.co for the quotes." Really, really proud that Melina is doing a lot better than what she was. Mental health, suicide, depression, anxiety is a very serious thing, and it should always be treated with the utmost importance. And, we are making big steps to have a lot of options for care for people with mental health, but we still got a long ways to go. So if you see somebody struggling with depression, anxiety, any type of mental health problem, please be kind around them, folks. And finally, here on Jammin' John's Wrestling News, the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania has updated the lineup for the WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view on July 14th. So this is what the card looks like right now. You've got AJ Styles going up against an opponent to be determined, a 1-on-2 handicap match between Roman Reigns taking on Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. The Universal Champion Seth Rollins will take on Baron Corbin in a tables match for the Universal Championship. And the main event so far for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, a triple threat match between WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, and Dolph Ziggler. Sounds like an awesome match. Can't wait to see what they do with Extreme Rules. Hopefully it's a lot better than the last two WWE pay-per-views. That is your news for Monday, June 10th, 2019. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin' John's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, The Jammin' John. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin' John's Wrestling News or your wrestling promotion, want to get your next big event out, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle and Tony Nelson for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/JamminJohn. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/JamminJohn. This is Jammin' John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.